Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to MLD Season 6, Week 5. It's Freestyle Friday, and we just saw an excellent series from the Platinum League. Yet another one to come. My name is still Chimblade. My co-caster is still the one and only Inanimate J. Jay, how have you felt so far? I mean, game 1 went great. Hopefully Game 2, I was going to say hopefully Game 2 is better, but I think it's going to be really hard to top off a Game 5 overtime.
Yeah, it's really hard to top a series like the one we just watched, but two teams coming off undefeated Week 4s, albeit through different means, the Wolves having swept their opposition, the Bears, the recipients of an NCP reward as the Puffins were unable to make their match last week. So two teams on a high right now. We'll see which team has the ability to come out on top, because the Wolves have been looking very, very strong. The Bears probably about as well. Just really needing a little bit more to get themselves over the edge, especially against a really tough team in the Wolves.
Yeah, and you mentioned to me that AJ is Gershwin's brother. Gershwin, he's been around since forever. I mean, I feel like I've been around in the Rocket League scene for a long time. I'm pretty sure AJ was here before me. So he's been around for a really long time. We know his name. I mean, Gershwin, rather. He's been around for a long time, and his brother AJ playing for the Wolves. That's cool. Nice to see Rocket League families. We talk about Rocket League families a lot, but we usually talk about, like, I don't know, the rival family, the Nexus family, the MLD family. But this is like an actual, literal, blood-related family, which is insane. So, you know, the more you know. But the Wolves and the Bears are in the lobby. They can go ahead and join in when they're ready.
Actually surprised. Normally you'd see Gershwin in the chat already, and usually, especially when his brother's team is playing. No sign of him tonight. So somebody go wake him up. Get him out to the chat tonight, because you know that we always get a big pop when a celebrity shows up in the chat. So if anybody has seen Gershwin, somebody go find him for me. He won't want to miss the brisk chug.
Yes, that is still happening, by the way, in case you guys are like, what happened? We hit 100 subs. Where's the brisk chug? It's happening after the third series. So stay tuned for the whole thing, and you have to watch all three series. You don't have to, but it would be much cooler if you watched all three series in preparation for the intense moment that is to come near the end of the stream. But for now, we have the first game, the opening game of this 5-game set between the Wolves and the Bears. Two animals. We don't see connections like this that often, between teams. Usually they're just like names, but this time they're actual animals, and they both I'm trying to think of a connection. They both have tails. So there you go. That's the connection for tonight. There's Monster Jammers looking to sneak one in for our post. Can't do it. There's AJ instead. Out towards the left side. This is out though, and Rapid Champion from the center circle will be able to contest the ball. Alpha Omega for a double touch on the Dominus. Out towards AJ. AJ just barely squeaks one towards the net, and Monster Jammers thankfully is there to keep the ball out of the danger zone. Alpha Omega though putting it right back in, and Monster Jammers once again ready to clear the ball, carry it out to the sides, and keep his team at a 0-0.
I see chat talking about claws and teeth. My cat has just dug his claws and his teeth into my side right now as Esper makes his presence felt on the cast. But I was thinking a little bit along those lines. We have the Battle of the Horns in the Orange Conference between the Rhinos and the Bulls. This one could be the Battle of the Jaws. Bears and Wolves, both very powerful predators that use their jaws quite a bit in their hunting. So that's where we could go with that one.
I thought that was for sharks, but 3:25.
I mean, we have those too. They're just in a different division. We do have sharks.
Interesting. There you go. Everything makes sense now. 2 shots off the post. Alpha Omega out towards the right side. We'll look to follow up here instead of the boost. Goes for the ball. Smart play from him. Knows that on his way back he can get the boost, which is exactly what he does. So instead of getting baited out by the boost, he's able to get to the ball first and still get boosted in the end. The ball now into his own zone, though, as the Bears are aggressing towards the green net. Thankfully for the Wolves, however, that aggression does not last for too long. Monster Jammers back on net. Alpha will find the clear out towards the right side. Monster Jammers right back in. AJ needs the clear, but instead it's out towards his own net. Rapid Champion not quick enough to the ball, and that means Alpha Omega should have a clear towards the blue net.
Shout out to my wife who just summoned away the cat, because I'm pretty sure he drew blood.
Jay, do you need to take a 1-minute break to get a Band-Aid?
No, I'm okay. I'm wearing sweatpants right now that you guys can't see below camera level, so I'm pretty sure I'm just bleeding into those.
Okay, you know what? If that's what you're comfortable with, that's what you're comfortable with.
The show must go on, Chim. The show must go on.
I admire your passion to MLD, which everybody in the chat should, because Jay is definitely a passionate man, and MLD is literally Jay's baby. So if you like MLD, you like Jay just by proxy. There's the shot on net now from Rapid Champion. It will go high. Alpha Omega is going backwards, because why not, I guess. There's AJ out towards the right side, picks up the defensive side boost, and looks to cut towards the near post, but Rapid Champion does cut him off instantly, and there's Alpha Omega backing up his teammate. And nice rotation so far from AJ and Alpha. We see whenever one seems like they're overextending, the other one makes sure to underextend, so they sort of balance it out. If one is too far pushed up, the other one goes back towards the midfield line to make sure they're not beaten out by long clears.
Both of these teams really well matched right now. The Wolves very, very strong in rotation at the moment, very well balanced. Almost, you can see shades of Geschwind's influence there, as he's been coaching his brother's teams for the last couple of seasons now. On top of that, though, the Blizzard also, or the Bears, excuse me, very well disciplined, as neither one of these teams has been really caught out making a lot of mistakes. A big reason the scores are still at 0-0.
Yeah, full 4 minutes of gameplay gone, and Rapid Champion picking up 4 shots while every other player on the pitch only has 1 to their name. And still, from those 5 shots that the Bears have mustered up, from the 7 shots the two teams together have mustered up, nothing to show for it on the scoreboard, just donuts. And donuts are great, but not in sports, unless you're playing golf, but that's impossible, right? You can't actually hit 0. I don't know, that's like a technical question, but I'm pretty sure you cannot actually get 0 strokes in a golf game. So, donuts are bad in every sport, confirmed. There's AJ out towards the net, 30 more seconds to go. That will roll towards the far post. Alpha has a full tank to work with if AJ provides him with a pass, which he tried his best to do, but the pass needed more weight behind it. There's Rapid Champion, nice little play off the back wall. AJ looks to push forward, and he's shut down instead by the striker. I think that was Monster, who was able to shut down the attack. There's Rapid Champion. Now Monster needs yet another touch out towards the left side. 8 more seconds until we hit the overtime, and a game when overtime is nice, but not nice enough for Monster Jammers, because he says, we've taken 8 shots, may as well make one of these count, and they do. 1-0 for the Bears.
It feels bad for the Wolves here. AJ just missing out. You see Alpha just kind of drifting towards that one. Not sure if he should have called off AJ, or if AJ just kind of cut in front of him, but he gets caught out really far up to try and defend that one. It just squeaks by, and the Bears are going to steal this one late. Barring Wolves heroics here, they don't get it. Ball falls. Bears win it 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not going to score for 4 minutes and 50 seconds, you know, may as well score the last 10 seconds of the game, because what better time than that to score, and they make it work. And you got to give, I mean, if there was a team who was going to score in regulation, it had to be the Bears, right? They were the ones putting on more shots. So it does seem like a big surprise, but looking at the game sort of in hindsight, it's not that big of a surprise, because the Bears were the ones, you know, showering the green net with shots. The Wolves had very little to show in terms of that statistic.
Yeah, but even still, a lot of that game really played in the midfield. None of the Bears' shots really super threatening. 4 saves out of 8 shots with 1 goal. It's just over 50% shooting accuracy, so at least 3 of those shots essentially rendered irrelevant by not even requiring a save to be pulled away and not score.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of my favorite stats to look at. The number of shots that didn't go in the back of the net that also didn't need to be saved, because that just tells you those shots were either registered as shots but meant to be passes, like off the backboard. We didn't see much of those, which means that those shots were just shots that were wide enough that the Wolves didn't really have to care about defending them. So yeah, I think you're right there. You say that there was a large quantity of shots, but not all of the greatest quantity. But hey, in the end, they scored and they made it work. That means the Bears are now up 1-0 overall in this set of 5 in the Platinum League. There's AJ putting one in, 1-0 for the Wolves, and there they are, looking to not see a repeat of Game 1.
It took these teams 4 minutes and 57 seconds of play to find the first goal. It takes them 27 seconds of play to find the first goal in Game 2, as AJ just gets a really good bounce out of the corner, good patience, puts that one into the net. The Wolves have the lead here in the second game.
And hopefully that opening goal from the Wolves is a sign of what's to come in this game. As great as 0-0 games are, hopefully we see, 2-2, 3-3, and the Wolves looking to make that happen as they put in their second goal of the game.
A good touch by Alpha Omega, just beats Monster Jammers there. AJ diving in for that one. Alpha's like, nah, I got this. Party time it is, as Rapid Champion far side just nowhere near that ball to try and defend it.
And that is just, 4 minutes and 27 seconds in. A good adjustment from the Wolves in game number 2. There's AJ out towards the left side, looking to follow up here as well, which he will. Get some boost to his name as well. Alpha from the top of the box. Looks for the top 90. Saved barely in. Alpha, you got to ask yourself, maybe Alpha should have backed off, let AJ get that if he noticed that he wasn't in the best position to find his own rebound. And this means that the ball's back in front of the green net. Jam. Monster Jammers finally able to put one in for the Bears.
Good job by Monster Jammers here into that little spot in that baseboard, which pops it up at an awkward angle for defenders to come back and deal with. This one really broke down for the Wolves, though, as Alpha had a wide open net, just kind of shanked it wide right, went back on the run down the other way. That lead cut in half now, still inside the first minute of play here.
Yeah, a huge difference, and we said hopefully that game one is a sign of things to come, and it seems like it has been. This game is going to be much more open, much more entertaining, I think, not only to watch but also to play. It's not just a congested midfield game of people taking shots just for the sake of shots. They're taking shots that actually do make an impact. Because so far we've seen 5 shots, and 3 of those have gone in. Last game we were at a point where we saw like 10 shots and none had gone in. So overall the team's increasing the shooting percentage on the pitch for now. There's Alpha out towards the corner. We'll follow up on it. Monster, though, that has cleared away. Rapid is there to follow through. They're both on the same side of the pitch. They have to start expanding, stretch the pitch out, which they're doing now. However, they're not able to follow up on this ball. Finally, Rapid does come through out towards the corner. Needs a second touch, but AJ with a long clear to keep his team at a 2-1 and hopefully start to build up some pressure, because we saw them do very well in terms of pressure for the opening minute. It has since died down. There's AJ back on it. Alpha Omega back on it. Sets up himself for a goal 3 and finds it.
Yeah, the Bears almost looking like they went for a Statue of Liberty play there, but unfortunately, it was Monster Jammers coming around the wrong side of Rapid Champion as they bobbled the ball in midfield, and Alpha Omega right onto that one. 2 touches and in. 2-goal lead back for the Wolves.
Rapid out towards the left side. Will be picked up, though, by Alpha. A follow-up on this one, and that might be goal 4. It's looking like it's going in. Yes, it is. This is the trick to being a good Rocket player. Just throw in a couple of Greek letters, and you'll find a hat trick in game 2.
And technically, he's missing part of one. He's just Alpha Omega. Like,
I didn't even see the lack of A.
I know, right? There's no A there. I feel. Let me check my media guide here. But that's just a really unfortunate touch off of Monster Jammers. They're right off the roof of that Batmobile, and it just kind of scoops itself into the net.
Interesting. So he combined 2 letters and made 1 letter. Is that even allowed? I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know. I think he may have just like broken laws of linguistics.
I mean, it's Steam. You can call yourself anything you want. You could call yourself Sizz if you wanted to on Steam.
Okay, 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. 4-1 now. There's Rapid Champion. Full tank of boost. He'll look to get the second touch, but he's not there in time as Alpha Omega beats him to the punch. There's Monster Jammers on net. AJ uses the butt of his car to keep this game a 4-1. His team with the advantage, of course, the Wolves with the advantage. There's AJ, 2 touches up high, looking to push outwards. Nice follow through from Alpha as well. He'll play out from the left side, looking to cut towards the center of the pitch, and you got to ask yourself, why are Monster and Rapid committing 2 members? AJ has a free ball here. If he was a bit quicker on his feet or on his wheels, he could have scored that 5th goal, but even though he wasn't, they have to take that as a mistake. The Bears write that down as something they shouldn't repeat moving forward in the series. It's 4-1 still, and Alpha will get demolished. 1 minute and 40 to go. Looking difficult for the Bears to, overcome this 3-goal deficit.
And right now, the Bears, I think, are just kind of lunging at the game right now. They're down 3. It's 4-1. A little bit late in the game, I think, to really mount that 3-goal comeback, unless they get on it right now. Might just be trying to feel themselves out, have a little bit of fun with this one before they go into game 2. The problem with that, they're just not quite doing the fundamentals right, and it might start to compound on them as the series goes on.
Yeah, speaking of fundamentals, he just went for an air dribble there. It didn't work out, and air dribbles are cool and flashy and becoming more of a fundamental, but still, double commits like that. Those are what we mean by fundamentals. Don't double commit. If one defender went for that and still missed, there would be a defender on that goal line to get the second save.
Yeah, a lot of that really came down to the fact that that play developed in rotation backwards for the Bears. Neither one of them really just called the other one off, said, I'm going to go challenge this one. They both kind of drifted right to it as it went right towards their goal line. And they end up paying for that one because neither one of them in position to cover.
56 seconds to go. For those of you not accustomed to the global scale of time, that is under a minute. I was thinking about what other ways there are to measure time, and I'm pretty sure seconds, minutes, and hours are the only way to measure time.
I mean, you could break down seconds into fractions of seconds if we really wanted to get into it, but...
Right, but like globally, they're still accepted as, you know, milliseconds or whatever. Nanoseconds,
right.
However you want to say. Right.
You're right. I mean, we could invent something here. As AJ, a really good aerial pass down to Alf. Good touch as well off the side of his car there, just underneath the bar. Great accuracy as the Wolves play on point right now. The Bears definitely looking for Game 3 at this point.
34 more seconds to go, and like you mentioned, the Bears looking towards Game 3, and maybe they can use the remaining 30 seconds to at least come out with the last goal of the game. We talk a lot about momentum, and momentum does carry over. It's only a 1 minute break at most, usually not as much, and if this, you know, 8th goal of the game is the last one, and it's come from the Bears, that could be just the little push they need to move into Game 3 with more confidence.
Yeah, you feel like Game 1 was a bit of a chess match. A lot of congestion in the midfield, back and forth. The Bears putting on pressure but not capitalizing. Now the Wolves, once they've kind of figured out how the Bears are playing, just started pouring it on. And they've really started to enact the game plan that they want to, getting the Bears to make plays that put them in really low percentage spots to try and recover from.
Yeah, I mean, even though the Bears lost this game, I think both teams are more happier with the pace of this game, because the pace of Game 1 basically made it a coin flip, right? You were at 0-0, and the shots were sort of lazy at times from both sides, and it was just like, let's put a shot on net and see what happens. But this was much more calculated with the number of shots on net, and it was more shots on net, but each shot felt like it was trying to make a bigger impact, and it was trying to be more on purpose than the shots on Game 1 were. So what I'm saying is, even though the Bears lost this game, I think they'll be happy to stay at this pace of play, just obviously be able to keep it closer moving forward to the next 3 games of the series.
The one thing I think that they really need to do with that pace of play is they need to not get overexcited to try and force the play to happen. And that's the one thing that can happen in the lower tier skills, like in the Platinum League, where you get players that get really antsy to see things happen. It's the opposite of the patience, like what you saw out of Palm Wonderful in the last match for the Pandas, where that dribbling patience, that takes real discipline to try and not force that play to happen so quickly. And the teams that really find a way to have that calculated aggression with the speed are the teams that really find a lot of success at this level.
Yeah, as we head into Game 3, a quick shout out to Coach Duality in the chat for the subscription. What is that? 7 months in a row with the $4.99. Thank you so much for that. There's AJ looking for a shot on it. Will be stuffed away though by Rapid. Monster Jammers from the right side. The bounce to Rapid. I think they were trying to set up for a bounce into a shot immediately off the bounce, which gives you some power. Rapid though couldn't quite get to the right side of the ball to make that happen. He's on the right side now though. One more touch and he'll have beaten AJ. He does it 1-0. The Bears this time breaking away quickly.
Yeah, you get caught there, AJ, right on the other side of the pitch, as Alf just doesn't quite get the power on the ball, drops down to Rapid Champion, goes right up the middle. When you have the spacing like that, when you're all the way on the far side of the pitch and your teammate loses the ball at the midfield on the other side, very, very difficult to come back and try and defend.
4:23 to go, and it's nice to see that, like we mentioned, the Bears, although they lost Game 2, they like the pace of Game 2, and they're ready to score early and, you know, keep it at about what was like a shot or a goal or two every minute. It seems like is the standard pace that these two teams like to play at least a goal per minute, maybe even 2 per minute. There's Rapid missing out from the corner. We'll have to follow up, and he'll get a flick on top of AJ. And with 3 minutes and 57 seconds to go, the Bears looking like they really want that extension, because they know a 1-0 is not going to last you a full 4 minutes.
Well, no, I mean, it took them 4 minutes and 57 seconds to find a 1-goal win in Game 1, but this time they've scored earlier there, and they need to take advantage of opportunities like that. Alf just kind of flailing at the ball a little bit in that corner, didn't really put it in a great spot, especially as his teammate had to respawn after the demo. Can't give up possession that easily, especially when your teammate is not quite ready to make that save on defense.
There's the Bears pushing forward. Rapid, though, opts to back away, and we saw this in the Wolves in Game 1, where if a player overextended, the second player would underextend and force themselves to play a bit passively. They balanced it out like that. When one player made a mistake, the other one would try to back up the mistake. The Bears are doing a similar thing here. If a teammate makes a pass they don't like, they'll back away from the pass, and they're sort of supporting each other. So both these teams very supportive, very self-aware of how their team's performing, and strong at making up for their teammates' mistakes, which should make for a very interesting team-oriented game, as opposed to like the opening 3 games of last game, where we saw one of the players, I think it was for the Pandas, Wonder Palm or something, just putting on shot after shot. So this game is going to be much more of a team game, I think, for the entire series. Is Alpha should have a shot on net. It is blocked out, though, by Rapid.
Yeah, a lot more discipline from both of these teams with regards to spacing, with regards to rotation. You talked about it there. If you see a ball that you don't really like, you don't force yourself into the challenge and commit. You drop back, let the defender make a play, and if their play isn't optimal, if they make a mistake, then you're well positioned to take advantage of that and continue the offense with the second and third attempts.
2 minutes and 14 to go. There's Rapid looking to extend that lead for the Bears. We saw the Wolves find the opening goal, opening 2-3 goals of the last game, and they just were able to build on it. And this time the Bears are having trouble building on that opening goal they found. And again, they're leaving themselves at a big risk because it's only one goal for the equalizer, and this could be it. Alpha is off to the races and into the back of the net. Equalized 1-1, the Wolves and the Bears.
Little scoop to get that one around the challenge. I believe that was Rapid champion getting undressed there, coming in as his teammate just kind of left the ball a little bit too open in the corner. And the Wolves captain, Alpha Omega, upfield, ties up the game.
There's Monster Jammers now racing back, looking for a strong cut off his backboard. Goes back to the ground, gives possession voluntarily over to Alpha Omega. If that's the choice his team wanted to make, they made the right choice because they're the ones with possession now. It's off towards the ceiling. Alpha looking to push forward, will be stuffed away though by Monster. AJ gets destroyed, and actually it turns out to be a 1-for-1. The two players on opposite sides killing each other. There's Jammers not sure what to do with the ball, a bit of a puzzled look on his teammate's face. There is Rapid champion, also has no idea what's going on. There's Monster though, finally getting a nice clear out towards Rapid. Alpha though, still there in the midfield, looking to contest the ball, make sure it's not on the green side of the pitch for no longer than it really needs to be. Alpha Omega with a nice 2 saves in a row there. Rapid champion trying his luck on net. There's a clear out towards the left side. A minute left to go, and this 1-1 is holding. It's turning into a very similar storyline to game number 1, where the next goal might just win it, and it could be more luck involved than either team really wants. Ooh, towards the near post. Cleared away, though, by the lovely old post.
And it's throwbacks to game 1 as well, Chim, with the Bears mounting pressure, lots of opportunities, nothing to show for it. And it's really, I think, going to come down to which team makes that next critical mistake in their rotation or giving up possession a little bit too easily.
Yeah, one mistake, and you have lost this crucial Game 3 because the teams are tied up 1-1 in this series. This Game 3 will give one team the edge and set themselves up for series point. There's Alpha Omega up against Monster Jammer, struggling to win the ball out. Rapid puts one back in, and Alpha Omega still keeping up his tight defensive line. Will play one out towards the right side. 8 more seconds to go. There's Alpha, once again, following through on his own balls and struggling to get anywhere near the center of the field, or center of the attacking third, that is, near that box, and this means overtime, 1-1.
Golden goal territory here. A bit of an awkward kickoff for the Wolves, as it looked like Alf just missed that one entirely. Goes high, hard off the crossbar. Bears don't get a shot away from that one, and the Wolves just skirt with danger. Took it to the dance, but didn't take it home.
Ooh, AJ, nice little setup for Alpha if he can get back on top of it. It's a high ball. AJ is in position to finish it. Gets there first, wins it out for the Wolves in OT. This means the Wolves are up 2-1 in the series, and rightly so. Great overtime goal there.
Yeah, double commit from the Bears there. A little bit of panic as that one came down in front of their net. AJ is the one rotating around after that big challenge from Alpha Omega to force the double commit. Wolves take the lead in the series 2-1. Another really close game here, though, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, and I think, like we mentioned, after game 2, they like the higher style of the higher pace because it gives them more room to make mistakes, right? Because if there's goals once every minute, then you can make a mistake and you can make up for it because you'll still have an opportunity to score. But if there's 2 goals in 5 minutes, that's 1 goal every 2.5 minutes. One mistake means you need 2 minutes of time to make up for it, and that's not happening in close, tight, passive games like this one. So both these teams are more accustomed and more comfortable with a looser, high shot style of play.
I'm actually surprised looking at the shot counts. The Bears actually got outshot in that game 7-5. It really felt like, though, the balance of play was in that Wolves end, though, with the Bears just kind of controlling the ball, controlling the pace of play, just actually not generating as much cohesive offense as we thought.
This is game number 4. The Bears took a small 1-0 victory in game number 1, and That was the only game so far that they've actually outshot the Wolves. They outshot them 8-2 in Game 1, 4 times more shots on net in Game 1, and since then, the Wolves have been outperforming them on the offensive side, and that's led to 2 game wins in a row. The Bears, however, they were able to score first last game, I believe, and the Wolves did come back in the end. There's Alpha Omega out towards the right side, looking to follow up on it. Off the bounce, nice little clear out towards the right corner. Looks to follow up on his own passes. AJ sort of sits back in the midfield line, tries to assess the situation before finally rotating in. Gets 2 nice bumps to give his teammate some possession, but his teammate refuses the gift that AJ has provided, and Monster Jammers notices the open window, takes the opportunity, scores goal 1.
Yeah, it's a really good touch here. Alf just getting caught out, going back for boost. Don't know if he had ball cam off or not, but Monster Jammers picking it up on top of that plank. The Batmobile, really good, really powerful flicks on the dribble like that. Just gets one little touch over top, chips the defender, and opens it up for the Bears here in Game 4.
Once again, early goals. We've seen this happen 3 games in a row now. A goal before we pass the first minute of gameplay, and teams like it this way. There's Alpha Omega out towards the center. Monster, though, will pick one out. It's close to the ceiling. It's going to be a tight angle to hit. He gets the second touch. Rapid has to race through now. Not quick enough, though, as it's deflected away by AJ. And Rapid actually pulled 2 shots in a row off because it bounced off the backboard once. And neither of those 2 went in. 3 minutes and 48 to go. Rapid back to the green side. The team is exchanging clears, looking for an opening. And that is an opening that wasn't supposed to be there, but the Wolves will take it anytime, 1-1.
Really tough bouncing shot here from Alpha Omega. Just a little bit of a float. You see Monster Jammers recover into that one, kind of cheated towards that corner, turned around. It's like, oh, the ball's here. I need to do something about that. Doesn't get a jump on that one, goes right around it. It's unfortunate, but the Wolves will take it any day of the week. It's 1-1.
Alpha popping one up for himself. Rapid champion, not going to make a similar mistake. This time around, the textbook save is a textbook save for a reason. You should be able to do it. It's a fundamental save, and you make the mistake sometimes, but hopefully they can make up for them here. And this is the kind of game that should allow them to make up for it, because in a minute and a half of gameplay, we've seen 7 shots overall, different from the last game, which was much tighter on the ends of the pitch. And hopefully this game allows the Bears to make up for that mistake they made. There's AJ out towards the right side. Rapid, though, picks up the ball, looks for a second touch, actually plays one back, and Alpha once again looking to capitalize on open windows. Monster Jammers, though, will find the parry out towards the right side, and he falls through on his own ball. 2 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Nobody there to follow through on that pass. His Rapid champion found a window to demolish AJ, and it worked out for him. 2:47 remaining. Ooh, shot on net. Well done from the Wolves.
Great pass by AJ here. Picks up on this loose ball in the corner as the Bears kind of bobble possession in their own end. Little flick, catches the Bears in a crisscross. No coverage as Alf drives it right up the middle. Takes that lead. 2 goals unanswered now for the Wolves. Halftime looming here. The Bears need a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, kickoffs are a great time to swing momentum back your way. Hopefully the Bears can utilize this. There's AJ, though, looking to utilize it for his team. It almost goes in the far post, however, will keep us at only a 1-goal margin. There's Rapid now, looking for a dribble. He noticed Alpha behind him. Maybe Monster was calling out man on. You know, there's somebody behind you. Be careful to lose the ball quickly, and that's what he did. So nice communication there, if communication was the case. There's Bear out towards the left side. We'll go off the backboard. It's not the best pass. Rapid looking to capitalize on it. AJ and Rapid both miss out. Sigh of relief for the Wolves that their mistake did not lead to an equalizing goal from the opposing side. 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go. Rapid champion keeping possession, but still struggling to find any kind of pass to center. A lot of this is individual play, and that's great, but it's not working out too well for the Bears just yet in Game 4.
The Bears right now, that last sequence of play, they kept pressure on, but they almost lost out. Rapid champion just kind of over-rotated through the ball, took an easy hold away from Monster Jammers, and then got themselves in a little bit of a pickle as they scrambled to try and keep possession on. They're going to need to watch out for that, especially down a goal here. They can't give up easy possession if they double commit on a play that they really have no need to.
Oh, Rapid with a nice shot. Monster looking to back up his teammate. Rapid needs one more touch, and they'll do it. 2 touches apiece. That's 4 touches in a matter of 10 seconds, and the Bears equalize. Wonderfully done.
Great aggression from Champion off that backboard. Just doesn't quite get enough on it to connect in the bottom corner. That goes off the post. Monster Jammers puts up another one. It's a little slow floater. Rapid with the follow-up gets it in before the Wolves can recover. 2-2. Good game still. Both of these teams swinging for the fences again.
And last game, what I like to call a much tighter game on either end of the pitch. We saw 12 total shots in a full 5 minutes. So far, we've seen 4 minutes of play, and we have seen 15 shots overall. So a much more open game. The team's more aggressive, and this is what they like. There's Monster Jammers out towards Rapid. He needs the slightest touch. He needed just a whisker on it, but he got, a solid paw on it instead. 56 seconds to go. There's AJ out towards past midfield line. Monster Jammers. Shot towards the green net. Deflected away, though, by Alpha. Fall through now from Alpha, using the boost to get to the ground quickly after his flick, and he tried his luck towards the net, but he came out unlucky. There's yet another clear towards the net. Rapid Champion needs to follow up on his own shot. Nice touch, and Alpha Omega just... I think these teams, after going to that overtime last game, they don't want to repeat. The Bears looking to close it out here. Rapid Champion may have just done it for the Bears, 3-2.
Really good pressure here from the Bears. The Wolves, I was about to say, their discipline and rotation very good, but it breaks down there as AJ comes in for the early challenge. Alpha's drifting towards that near post, doesn't have enough room to react when that ball pops up and over him, and the Bears take full advantage, jam it over the line as party time goes off again. More balloons, more explosions. Bears having a good one.
Yeah, if this scoreline holds for the next 18 seconds or is extended for the Bears, we will see yet another all-important game number 5, an all-deciding game 5, but AJ wants to win it here. He goes out towards the corner. He's got his teammate Alpha waiting, and that long clear and the follow-through from Rapid might just do it. That is a risky double commit. They really wanted to end the game, and thankfully, this game is not at the level where, you can capitalize on a 0-second double commit like that, so they can go ahead and do that sometimes, and it works out for them. The Bears up 3-2 in this game, and they take us to that important game 5 where the teams will have to fight in essentially a best-of-1 for the series.
Yeah, really can't tell you which team is going to win it right now. Both teams in the last couple of games, the momentum is just shifting back and forth, but look at the amount of shots that the Wolves actually put on the net there. 8 shots, 2 of them goals, 5 saves out of the Bears, compared to 8 shots for the Bears, no saves for the Wolves. Really tough on getting their accuracy down in that last game. And if the Bears can improve on that, they can just get their shooting percentage up or at least force the Wolves into more saves. Probably anticipate that the Bears should come away with this one. But if the Wolves keep at it, if they can just buckle down, kind of edge out in the mistake counter, probably could take this 5th game.
Yeah, and the Bears, so far, the only 2 times they've won a game have been when they've put 8 shots on net. And the first time they put on 8 shots on net was the only time they've actually outshot their opponents. The second time was the only time they've had an equal number of shots as their opponents. So that's the name of the game for these guys. Is a nice little pass from Monster down to a doink from Rapid. It means goal 1 for the Bears.
Really good touch here as Rapid Champion just recovered in time to pick up that ball. Monster Jammers saw him all day. Gets demoed for the efforts, does Rapid. Doesn't matter. Doink is on. Ball is in. 15 seconds gone. 1-0 Bears.
Once again, a goal before we hit that 4-minute mark. It's happened 4 games in a row now, and the teams are very excited to play at such a high speed. There's Rapid out towards the right side, misses out. Monster will back up his teammate. Play one out to the corner. He's still waiting there at the center. Rapid Champion looking to connect off yet another pass from Monster. And it seems like for Game 5, the Bears have rotated into more defined roles of Monster providing the setup, while Rapid Champion stays the center, looks to hunt down those goals from inside the penalty box. There's AJ, though, out towards the corner. Alpha Omega not sure what to do about it, hesitates, and that means he gets a weak shot off and really puts himself a bit out of position. Thankfully, though, on his way back to rotate towards his net, he does get a demo on a blue defenseman, and that means that the pace of attack for the Bears has slowed down a little bit now. There's Alpha Omega with a nice clear outwards. Is deflected, though, by Monster, and the 0-1 still holds as we approach the 3:45 mark.
Good patience from Alf there. Just watching Rapid Champion go into the corner. Can't score from there, so he doesn't need to challenge the ball. Didn't look like there was going to be a great touch by Rapid Champion to get out in front there. As AJ goes up for that one, not with any boost in the tank. And something we've seen a couple of times out of players at this level. I'm going to go for the aerial because I know I need to. My decision's right, but I forgot to check the boost tank. And that's the one key thing. Boost management is so critical at this level. You can get caught out in so many awkward situations where you don't have boost to deal with it.
Yeah, and sometimes you are forced into those awkward situations because your opponents, when they rotate back, they steal away boosts. You see that happen a lot. It's a very familiar pattern for players in Platinum, Diamond, whatever, that when you rotate out after a failed defensive attempt, you steal away the boost. and usually can seal away the boost and get back to your net in proper time. That's how you force people to be in awkward situations when they try to counterattack without any boost in their tanks. 2:48 to go. 1-0 still for the Bears. There's AJ, drops one down to the corner, looks to fall through on it. Monster now out towards the corner. Alpha, though, is there and ready to set up. He puts that one a bit too forward, in my opinion, but it worked out. Rapid, though, will finally get a touch on it. AJ back towards the blue goal, and once again, shots like those are just to buy your teammates some time to rotate back and collect boosts as you prepare for your next offensive attack, which is this exact one, as we have just now passed the halftime mark, and the teams a very quiet game. And when compared to game 4, there's AJ down to Alpha. That should have been a surefire goal. And after failing on that, they might be kicking themselves for, messing up such a great opportunity to finally equalize the game here. Alpha misses out. Rapid picks up boost, and it's an empty net for Rapid. He's got to score here. Opts to go towards the far post, and I think tries to exaggerate the shot a bit too much. He could have even aimed center, and that could have worked out. It was Alpha missing out. AJ can't get there in time, and 2-0 now. The Bears finally, for the first time in a while, are able to extend their lead. Scored 2 goals in a row that remain unanswered.
Alf just trying to carry that one up and over and get that backboard clear. Doesn't quite get the nose out far enough there, and the front flip mechanics really just not doing enough to get that ball away. Just falls down for Monster Jammers to put over the line. Wolves needing to dig themselves out of a 2-goal hole. Not a lot of time to do it right now.
Yeah, the Bears, after going down game 2 and game 3, found a game 4 victory, looking to carry into game 5 with a series victory here. So props to them for being able to come back after being demoralized, no doubt, in games number 2 and 3. However, there still is time for the Wolves. We've seen them do amazing things and put on a lot of shots on net. So far, they only have 1, whereas in the previous 3 games they've put on more than 6. And we'll see if they can try to find at least 5 or 6 more goals in the final minute, and that's like a shot on net every 15 seconds. It's difficult, but if they can pull it off, they maybe have an opportunity here to come back in game 5, but it is looking very grim for the Wolves right now.
A good couple of bumps there, though, pushing the Bears' defense away from being able to deal with that ball. Just couldn't get that shot on net. And the second opportunity there, no follow-up, as Monster Jammers has all the time in the world to bring that down on the clear. Still in the Bears' end, but doesn't feel like the Wolves are threatening right now, and they need to be threatening. Down 2 goals with just about half a minute left to play in the series.
They've got to do it now. They have to find the first goal here. They need somebody to lead their pack to the finish line. There's Rapid out towards the left post, and even though it doesn't go in, it's still good that the ball is just this far deep into the green zone. That is good enough for the Bears at this point. With only 15 seconds remaining, the time is against the Wolves. They're racing forward, looking to hunt down 2 more goals. They smell blood, but it's so far away that they can't do anything about it. That is going to be it. The Bears have secured it in game number 5 of the series. Once again, 2 platinum matches overall today, and they both went all the way to the deciding game 5. Game 5 actually meant something big for both these games, and that's really cool to see. And this time it's the Bears to do it. Last time it was the Jets to do it. So both these teams so far today have proved that they can power through into a game 5 and take it decisively.
Yeah, a lot of 1s and 0s across the stat board. Actually, nothing other than 1s and 0s. It's like looking at binary code there, as 2 shots for the Bears, 1 from each player, 1 shot for the Wolves out of AJ, and just not a lot of anything in that 5th game. It was really tight. It was really congested at the midfield, but it was a really good series, and I think 3-2 is probably the fairest result, Jim. I think you'll agree with me on that one. Both teams played really well. They took advantage of a couple of really tight games to find their way through, the Bears especially, winning two really narrow games. But really, really strong showing from the Platinum League teams, and a really good start, I'd say, for this Friday.
Yeah. And speaking of binary, Jay, I have a joke for you, because binary, why not? So here's the joke. I promise it's going to be great. I'm not overhyping it. There are 10 kinds of people in this world. Those who know binary and those who don't. I should go now.
Yeah, you should go now.
Yeah.
Chinblade turns into a pumpkin after 2 series, guys. So we'll say goodbye to him. When we come back, you guys are going to want to get your clip machines ready. If you haven't already had them warmed up to be clipping stuff from that last series, send it to us at ML Doubles with the hashtag MLDPOTW to submit things for the MLD Play of the Week presented by Balls Guarana. Winner each week getting shipped a case of Balls Energy Soda from our friends at Balls Guarana. Get free shipping with your next order code MLD at checkout at ballsbawls.com. When we return, the Champion League takes full focus here to close out Freestyle Friday as the Dodgers looking to respond to the Elite's 4-1 victory yesterday against a Knights team that is trying to find some more traction in a tight Sun division. You don't want to miss it, guys. We will be back right after this break. You're watching MLD Freestyle Friday here on Twitch.tv.